Hey everybody. Apologies. I'm coming down with a cold today, it seems. I was fine, and then yesterday night went to go lay down and read my daughter a story before bed, and just got hit with some kind of mildly annoying flu. So it's not like the terrible kind you're put out, but it's the annoying kind because it's just around. But anyway, whatever. Today, this is a video I want to talk about kind of since I first started this channel, which is only less than 2 weeks old at the time now, so it's still super young. But the importance of having a mentor and mentorship as you are going through and starting your business, your journey on becoming an entrepreneur, or just anything that you do in life. It's very important to have somebody around who's kind of had success, who's been there before, who's made the mistakes, and can kind of lead you through the process of the business you're trying to start, right? Coaching is another way of looking at it. But having a mentor or coach is super, super important. Sometimes being an entrepreneur can be a little lonely. I know this a lot. Always talking about ideas I have and things I'm doing with friends and family, but like they don't have any idea, this isn't what they try and do. So sometimes it's like talking to a wall, like if I'm struggling with something or, I'm really excited about a cool idea and I'm just like, yeah. But, having that mentor to bounce those ideas back off of can be super, super helpful. And again, help keep you motivated, teach you some things you didn't know, tricks of the trade, shortcuts, and advice on things maybe, again, they did that you can avoid with your mentor. If you don't have a mentor, go find one. That sounds easier said than done. With the internet today, there's a ton of online mentors out there, people that teach classes and courses. Find someone who's doing something you like, and you got to pay usually, but if you pay, a lot of times they'll give you your time and they don't even have to live next to you. You can just do online coaching, conference call coaching, stuff like that. But that's a good way to get in touch with somebody and help make that road ahead a little smoother for you because you've been there with someone who's done it before. I'm currently working with an organization here in Arizona called the SBDC, Small Business Development Commission, Small Business Development Center, maybe that's what it is. But it's like a state-run kind of nonprofit, and what they do is they just provide free coaching classes and training for first-time entrepreneurs, people who want to start businesses. So super cool. I meet with this guy about maybe once a month. We've been meeting all summer. And it's just, I kind of joke, it's my business therapy, my entrepreneur therapy. Because a lot of times it's just kind of me talking and unloading, unpacking everything I'm going through, some struggles and, what's working, what's not. But he's got some connections and he's got, good pieces of advice. Maybe you should focus more on that. Just it's helpful to try and talk to somebody. But he's only about once a month. And it's just kind of like a basic kind of holding by the hand entrepreneurship for people who haven't done it before, but still helpful and it's free, so why not? You can get, maybe at work. If you can get a boss or supervisor at work to maybe coach or train you that way. Like I said, online, internet, there's a ton of courses out there now, people willing to train you. When I was a teacher, education is big on mentorship and coaching, especially for new teachers. I mean, any job does this, right? If you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, a carpenter, you got to have like an apprenticeship stage, which is kind of what you're being mentored. But first year teachers, making sure my AC is off, often have, go through a mentorship program where you have a teacher who's been in the profession for a long time, will come in and like sit in on your classes, give you feedback, have a little one-on-one of what's working in your classroom and what do you got to make stronger. Because for teachers, the burnout rate is high. Most teachers don't last 3 years, so schools don't want to constantly be hiring with a rotating door. So they always want to try and help those new teachers out and get them through that steep learning curve that comes with being a teacher in front of a classroom. But even after that, we're still big on mentorship and training and always trying to improve and get better. So that's a big thing of education. One of my probably mentors with the strongest influence was a teacher. I guess maybe a lot of teachers are. Going back into my high school days, I took a lot of art classes in high school, and there was a really good art teacher, been there for a long time. He was kind of an institution, and I had this guy's class like 3 times a day. I had art every year I was in high school, so for 4 years, and I loved to draw, but I admit I wasn't good at it. I just liked to doodle and draw little cartoons, but I just was not an artist. And so working with this teacher who do a lot of one-on-one with his students and kind of going through his big, extensive training in his classrooms, which is kind of what it was. Ended up my senior year, I was pretty good. Got offered a couple scholarships at some schools, not big ones, but still it was kind of cool. And, I couldn't have done it without him pushing and challenging me and questioning the things I thought. And it was a lot of fun. I saw a lot of improvement and saw a lot of results. So it's always, like I said, good to have a mentor to help get you through things you don't know. His class was so good. Little side note, we actually got his art classes would get recruited just like high school athletes by all the big arts colleges around the country. We had guys from Ringling in Florida, Art Center, California, all sorts of schools that actually fly out to his classroom and kind of sell all of us on their schools. That's how good this teacher was, because he's been around so long, was established, and he was just constantly turning out kids that these art schools wanted for their programs. Had a couple friends that did that, and they do, I'm not going to name drop, but you've probably played some of their video games, I guess is what I'll say. So should have stuck with it. Sometimes you can even find help in weird places. Reddit is a website I have a love-hate relationship with, and I'll make a whole nother video on Reddit some other time. But Reddit is a great place to go and ask questions. You probably won't get the same person back and forth, but maybe you make a connection with somebody. But if you just want to try and get some anonymous mentorship, right? Reddit's excellent. There's tons of subreddits, little sections on every little niche and interest you can think of. The entrepreneurship and marketing and startup Reddits are good places. But I do this all the time. I'll just go and ask questions and ask problems I'm dealing with on there, and you get tons of feedback. You got to kind of separate the good from the bad, but lots of different minds with lots of different opinions and angles on solving these problems, and that's the place I turn to if I want quick, kind of instant answers for some of the questions I'm asking. Reddit is a great place to kind of get some mentorship there, and you can ask big, long questions, or just often maybe look for people who have already asked questions similar to yours. Go through the thread history, and then you can often find really well thought out discussions with awesome content from people who are working that job today, living that life, and their feedback and experiences and what they're dealing with right now. So Reddit actually is a great, like I said, place to get some mentorship if you need it. So do check it out. Any other places you could go? There's a lot of famous kind of mentors out there. Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Pat Flynn is one guy I like. He has a lot of podcasting and stuff. But like I said, there's a lot of people, and they offer free content. But if you go and find someone you like, who you kind of like their message, you like how they carry themselves, you like how successful they are, just go and subscribe to their content, their social media. And these people, it's their job to kind of post every day thoughts they're thinking about, motivational tips, inspiring stories. And it may not be like the one-on-one type of mentorship, but just having someone, to kind of look up to and is like a guiding light through your journey can be very, very, very helpful as well. So keep that in mind too, but do try and get a mentor. Don't go, if you can help it, don't go through things alone. It's a long, tiring, exhausting road, and just having somebody in your corner can make a world of difference. So do try and do that, okay? All right, I'm going to go pound some NyQuil. Hopefully I'm better tomorrow. Not a big cold, like I said, but it's just the annoying type. And I got work to do. I'm sure you do too. And I'll catch you later. All right, bye.